16 hours or more. Thank you. So it's a 9-month program that is completely immersed in a business setting where the intern, they're in that work setting with their own set of work expectations. They're totally immersed with the facilities and learning those employability and marketable work skills. They go through work experience rotations every 10 weeks. So they have a total of 3. With COVID, that can be changed. However, we are mostly back to 3 rotations. And then each rotation is followed by a week of classroom time, focusing on those employability skills. And so we also wanted to talk about just some transportation options because those can vary based on the site. So most Project Search interns get to and from their host business by a bus through their home district. Other options include public transportation, which is one that Project Search does endorse greatly because they want to push that independent. The host school district, they can carpool with a parent or family, and we have had a couple of interns drive themselves. So if you're accepted to the program, talk with your Project Search instructor and to discuss which option works best for you. So the program staff in the Project Search program is 1 licensed special education teacher, work-based learning teacher, provided by the host district. Then there's a skills trainer or trainers, also provided by the school district. Business employees as the on-the-job mentors, so they're from the business themselves. And then the steering committee of business and community partners. And that steering committee oversees the direction and implementation of the program at the host business. Just to share some of our Minnesota outcomes and data, Project Search is an international program all around the world, and it started here in Minnesota in 2009. And we've had 256 interns complete their internship in Minnesota, and then roughly 75% of the interns in the program who have obtained competitive integrated employment. And I just wanted to talk more about that data piece. So remember when we said Project Search's definition is working 16 hours or more. So if we think of those who are working maybe 15 hours or more, they would they would still be working, they're just not under Project Search's definition. And so that's where we really encourage that 16 hours or more per week. So our Minnesota Project Search sites, so we do have 4 here tonight. We have Medtronic here tonight, Fairview Lakes Medical Center, the state of Minnesota, and then Gillette Children's. Our other sites that we have are Children's Minnesota, which is in Minneapolis Public, Southwest Minnesota Avera Hospital, Hennepin Healthcare, also Minneapolis, the Mayo Clinic, which is Rochester, Embassy Suites in Bloomington Schools, and then coming soon, which we start the training actually next week for, is in Detroit Lakes with Essentia Health. And then in Burnsville, we'll be with Ebenezer Senior Living and Ridges Hospital. And then we're still looking at Anoka Hennepin. They are hoping to start a site in the 23-24 school year as well. So Project Search has an employment skills curriculum, and throughout that school year during their internship, the interns are going to work on those employability skills for approximately 1 hour of their day, maybe in the morning and then in the afternoon before they go home. And those classroom activities are designed around all of these here that we have. So that team building, self-advocacy, technology, maintaining that employment, workplace safety, health and wellness, financial literacy, and preparing for employment. Here you can see just a annual Project Search calendar All of our calendars do mirror that host district calendar. So they'll have the same days off, the same days on. And then you'll see here, so September, you would begin the program. You have that first internship rotation, and within that internship rotation, there's a mid-rotation employment meeting and then an exit employment meeting. And then the same for the second rotation, same for the third rotation, and then you would graduate in June. And ideally begin working. So then we want to talk about our collaboration and partnerships. This would absolutely not happen without all of our partners. So we have, of course, our interns and our parents and guardians, our host business, the school district, Minnesota Department of Education, vocational rehabilitation services, and the community service provider, and our county services. All of us together, really that wraparound model, are what bring us these incredible outcomes for our youth so that we can provide that purpose and meaning in their place of employment. And to go a little bit deeper into our partners, so the host school district, they're the ones, like we said before, they provide that special ed instructor and the skills trainers. The host business provides that classroom space, arranges for internship rotations within the host business, and ensuring that staff are engaged as mentors to the interns. And keep in mind, the partners that we're going through, most of them are also on the leadership team. And I think I am turning it over to Annalyn, who will help us with our vocational rehabilitation partner.
Yes, and hopefully, I was just checking my dog, sorry, so I'm gonna make sure that I can get through this. So yes, vocational rehab services, we come in and do some career counseling with each of the interns during their internship. So basically sitting with them and figuring out what they like and dislike about their rotations, learning more about what their future will look like after graduation. And we do what's called job placement. So we help them with some job search. And that includes stuff like resume building, practice interviewing and things like that. We do connect them to a community provider during their internship. And so what that means is they will be attending some of the progress throughout project search, the mid-rotation and exit rotation meetings. And they also provide some of that employment assistance, like I was mentioning before. The idea is then after graduation and when they're looking for a job, they help them with that onboarding process. And also they can also provide the long-term follow-up if that student wants.
Thank you, Annalyn. Success. We did not hear your dog. It would have been okay.
Grumbling. She's grumbling. So that's good. I'm gonna mute now.
Thank you. All right. So then next we have our county human services, and I will turn this one over to Macy.
Hi, everyone. My name is Macy Lee, and I am the training and development coordinator at Ramsey County. And so our role in Project Search is we collaborate with all of the folks here, vocational rehabilitation services, the school district, the business partner, and we really just help educate and help link you with county services. Navigating the system in itself is very complex. And so if you become eligible after a mid-choices assessment, we would walk alongside you long-term. So even after graduation, we would be able to help link you to possibly other job opportunities. We work with vocational rehabilitation services to explore what you are looking for, what you're interested in terms of employment. We're not only limited to employment, we also help with things that you want to do. What are your hopes and dreams for your life in general? We can set up home and community-based services long-term to help you be independent. We can help access housing and look for funding sources to help pay for if you want to live on your own, or if you want to live with a roommate, or possibly a roommate with a family member. And so our resources, I mean, our services are extensive. And of course, when you're navigating this complex system, it gets very confusing. And so our case manager would walk alongside you during project search and after project search to just help you live the life that you want to. And so that starts with the MnChoices assessment. And I can put the link with the brochure. And also, if you are living in Ramsey County, I will also put the link directly to Ramsey County. But our services are across the state of Minnesota. So even though you do not live in Ramsey County, it's the same process, whether you're living in Hennepin County, Anoka County, or any of the other counties in the state of Minnesota. The only difference is that it's a different phone number. And possibly slight difference in the process. So I would highly encourage you, if you do not have a county case manager right now, which is very different from a financial worker, I would encourage you to start the process now, get connected with the county that you're living in, and get a case manager or a social worker on board to help you navigate through project search and beyond. And so I'll put the link in the chat so that you have something to reference. Again, if you don't live in Ramsey County, you'll just need to find the phone number for disability services in your county.
Awesome. Thank you, Macy. I also really appreciate you putting in the link. So then next we move to our parents and guardians, and that's some of us on here tonight. Parents are an integral part of the team to helping our interns acquire that employment. And we hope that you have, and you should have, high expectations for your intern. You'll have that opportunity to participate in those employability meetings. And really everyone is working together to look and find that competitive integrated employment for the project search graduate. And you guys are a really key part in that role, especially with having those high expectations of our interns. And now we'll move into the application process, which is really exciting. So to apply for Project Search, you would complete the 2023 Project Search application. And we have included the application link. We will include the application link and share that. And other options, if you are not able to do it on the application link, you can request a paper copy and you can send it in by mail or send it to the email address on here. We do ask that you send the completed application or submit online by February 24th, 2023. I will say that the digital application is the preferred application, just given our day in the world, most applications are online. So we want to mirror that process. And the application link will go live the December 12th. Thanks. And then if you choose to mail application, there's the address there, and attention, Emily Norton, to the Transition Center. Transition Education Center, I shall say. And if you have questions about that, just let us know. After applications are completed, and they're due February 24th, 2023. So after you've turned in your application with supporting documents, then the selection committee will review applications and decide who we want to bring in for an interview. And then we have an interview and a skills assessment. So some of those occur together, some of those occur separately, and those would be held early, mid-April, and we'll provide more information on that as we get closer, and those who have been selected to come in. And so the interview and skills assessment is a brief interview and then an assessment of the applicant's skills. And it would be geared towards the site that they are applying for. You can apply for multiple sites. You would just interview then have a skills assessment at those sites as well. And then after that interview and skills assessment occur, then the selection committee meets again and chooses which applicants would receive an offer from that host business. And just to also make sure we're all on the same page of, it's a very scripted out process. We have scoring rubrics that are used to assess the applicant's skills. And we follow criteria in order to ask our interns to be given an offer. All right. Can I pause this? Did you guys hear my sound last time? Yes.
Yes, we did. Hopefully it's, so just to introduce this video, this is a video answering a few common questions that our interns often get at Project Search. So we were able to record some of the interns' answers to these common questions. Hopefully it gives you a little better understanding of the perspective of the interns as they enter Project Search. Yeah, it's been glitchy, Lindsay. So you
it
may need
has?
Yep. And then if it doesn't work, I have it uploaded on mine.
Okay.
So I think it would work on mine. So we can give it a shot. And if not, I can.
Oh,
plan.
I'm so sorry, you guys. Nobody told me it was glitching. Okay, well, let's try.
Project searches
You hear it?
is like a real job. Transition didn't seem like a real job because I work with others.
The difference between Project Search and a transition program is that at Project Search, you are mostly out in the business and rotations working. You are around business staff, not just school staff. You only have about an hour of employment class.
Project Search teaches warehouse and manufacturing skills. My transition program teaches cooking and cleaning skills.
At Project Search, I'm learning new things and gaining experiences. At my transition, I didn't get involved in a lot of activities.
Project Search has been good and different than transition programs because there is more job skills to learn.
Project Search is a great way in program to find a part-time or full-time job for your life. I won't have to bring my own lunch.
The advice I give the future interns would be to work hard, stay busy, and ask for help when needed.
My advice is to be open to learn new things and ask questions. My advice is be willing to learn and don't be reluctant to ask for help when you need it. My advice is to try Project Search out to see if you like it or not like it. And if you like it, it's a good choice for you. And if you don't like it, then it's out.
My favorite part is staying busy and doing food covers.
My favorite part of Project Search is working and learning rotations and job skills. I like meeting new people and supervisors. I like seeing and talking to people in the hallway. The staff are friendly and loving. Working with new coworkers and meeting new classmates.
At Project Search, my favorite thing is my internship. I staple surveys together, put them in envelopes, count them, and make copies.
Oh, from the interns' mouths themselves, you can't, it speaks for itself. Let's see. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. There we go. Okay, I will turn it over to Jolynn, and we'll go through our specific sites.
Hello, I'm Jolynn, and I'm the instructor with Minnesota Fairview Lakes Medical Center. We don't always say it that long. We usually just say at Fairview. I can't, can you? Yeah, thanks. So a little bit about Fairview Lakes. We're 5 minutes north of Forest Lake. We're located right off of 35. Fairview Lakes has both clinics and the hospital, so we are quite a large facility. And we typically have students that come to Project Search from a range of geographical locations, from Anoka all the way to North Branch. And our team, I can't see everyone who's here, so if you're here, raise your hand. There's myself, like I said. Deanne Berger is our skills trainer. Chad Eriksrud is our coordinator. Dan Mills is our VRS counselor, and Erin is part of our team as well, and she's the supervisor for VRS. We have Jill Harrington. She is with RISE, and she comes in and works with the students while in Project Search, and then also after they graduate, will help them with job placement. Andy, oops, I see a misspelling. Sorry, Andy. He's the RISE supervisor. Lindsay's part of our teams. Tracy, Erickson, Dave, Eric are all social workers between Anoka and Washington County. And Kyle Odegaard is the director of Fairview. Our rotations, they change year to year depending on the need, but typically our rotations are storekeeper, and that is where they do stocking and ordering of medical supplies. Mill drawer, they organize stock and clean drawers for the nurses and doctors in the ICU and med-surg. Facilities, where they work inside and outside of the facility, making sure that everything is in working order. The nutrition services, dishes, food prep, cashiering. Environmental services works throughout the entire hospital, cleaning. Rehabs, they stock, they clean, they do different like cleaning supplies in the different rehabs that we have. We have 3 different rehabs. Family practice mailroom, sorting, delivering mail, and finally pharmacy, which is the picture you see on the right. And here's just a couple pictures of the interns doing their work. We have one in the upper left corner, nutrition services, so labeling and stocking food. Then the one right next to that is an oxygen run where they have to deliver oxygen throughout the clinics. And then the storekeeper pushing that large cart full of all the medical supplies. And sometimes we have special assignments. So the one in the lower corner is someone doing administrative work. They were typing and mailing letters. The middle one is someone working in the mailroom. They're opening and sorting the mail. And the lower right is environmental services. So just a picture of cleaning some of the wheelchairs.
All right, we'll pass it over to Emily.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I am the instructor at Gillette Children's. So we will go ahead and move to the next slide there. So this is our leadership team. So it's myself, and we have 3 representatives from Gillette. We have Kit Brady, Janelle Plank, Paul Yee. We have our White Bear Lake administrator, Sarah Derby, Cody Hillstead from Ramsey County. We have Jennifer Germain and Annalyn Schwartz from VRS. We have Lindsay from the Minnesota Department of Ed. Then we also have our community resource providers with Goodwill Easter Seals, Andrea and Kyle. I'm gonna pass over before I do my next part. I'm gonna pass the baton to Janelle from Gillette, and she's gonna share Gillette's vision and mission.
Thanks, Emily. So just to share a little bit about our mission and our vision, like Emily had shared, in 1897, Gillette became the nation's first hospital for children who have disabilities. We're proud of our history and committed to helping kids realize what they can achieve. We treat patients who have some of the rarest and most complex conditions in pediatric medicine, including cerebral palsy, epilepsy, spina bifida, and hydrocephalus. Children who have disabilities and complex medical needs, along with their families, have been at the center of our mission for more than 120 years. Our vision is a world in which every child is able to create their own story. And our mission is in collaboration with patients, families, and partners. We redefine what is possible for children with brain, bone, and movement conditions through clinical leadership, research, and global advocacy. We did share some of our values on here too, which would be to, just to share a little bit about our values. One would be act first from love. In every encounter, we begin with compassion, generosity, and an open heart and mind. Embracing the bigger picture. More becomes possible when we understand the whole story that shapes perception, behavior, and bias. We affirm that inclusivity grows our empathy, diversity fuels our creativity, and equity unites us. Being a dream accomplice, we partner with patients and families and colleagues in small and large ways to realize their dreams as they each create their own story. And then lastly, to build a better world. Our patients, they don't give up, and neither do we. We continuously innovate and improve. We're committed to creating a global community of care, equity, and opportunity. Every day we embrace our vision, mission, and values, and we're proud to say that today we serve more than 25,000 patients every year.
Thanks, Janelle. This is just a picture of some of our classes throughout the years. We are on our 6th year being a part of Gillette Children's. And so this is just some of our groups that we've had in the past. We work hard, but we like to play hard too with the Gillette family and the fun things we get to do at the hospital. So next. These next 2 slides are just some of the rotations that we have had in the past, as well as some of them currently, and some of the tasks that go along with them. There's quite a few, so I'm not going to read through every single thing, but you can I'll just kind of highlight. We have been in several of the clinics and units in the hospital where we might be cleaning and sanitizing areas, working with medical equipment, also stocking supplies. So, and making sure that everything is set up for patient rooms so that they have what they need, and the nurses and doctors have what they need in those rooms. And we have also worked in the outpatient clinic where we might call patients back to the clinic, and making sure that the rooms are ready. In supply chain, that's a hands-on unit where we are delivering supplies throughout the hospital. We might be doing the mail, working in the warehouse. So you can kind of see some of those other things that we do in those areas. We've also worked in orthotics, prosthetics, and seating, which is a very hands-on rotation. Pre-surgery, we have also worked in the inpatient units as well. And then the next slide will be a few more of the rotations that we've had. In rehab therapies, we are beginning a rotation here soon in therapeutic rec. We've worked with child life and family services, human resources, and some other clerical with credentialing, patient access, health information management. Those are some of our more clerical computer-based tasks, but then the other ones that I've mentioned, as well as surgery and sterile processing and environment of care, are more kind of up, moving around the hospital, just more movement throughout your day. So we have a variety of both more hands-on, moving around rotations, as well as some of those more computer office clerical based tasks. So we like to offer variety because we really do, all of Project Search is about, looking at what those interests are and what skills we want to develop while the intern is with us at Project Search. And so we like to be able to offer a variety of options, and we're always continuing to expand the rotation options so that we can meet the needs and the interests of our incoming interns.
Thank you, Emily. We'll turn it over to Karen.
Unmuting would be nice, right? I'm Karen Alland. I am the instructor at Medtronic. What you see here are 4 of our current interns. We have 9 altogether this year in different roles. So some roles you need to gown up in a sterile clean room environment, and other roles it might just be wearing protective gear like in the warehouse where you have to wear safety glasses and a vest, or you might just be able to wear your normal clothes if you're working in an office type setting. So our classroom is located in Fridley at the Rice Creek campus, but the internships are located throughout the Medtronic facilities. So we have worked in 9 different facilities, some of which I never even knew existed until I got this job. So we do have transportation between facilities, so it's not an issue getting back and forth. So we have some of our team members on the call. Linda Burge and Tammy Meldy are my skills trainers, and they are here. Ann Mamaris is our business liaison. Gretchen Eichner is our student services coordinator. With us tonight is Jenny Reynardi from VRS. And Becky Johnson is also with us, not on the call tonight, but she is also a VRS representative. Elisa Subielka is on the call from Anoka County. Jeremy Gurney is our community partner with Opportunity Services. And of course, Lindsay works with all of us. So a little history about Medtronic. It started back in 1949 in a garage in Northeast Minneapolis. The first few employees were called the Garage Gang. And up until just a few years ago, we were able to have one of those members of the Garage Gang. He was employee number 8, come and speak to the class every year. So that was kind of nice. And I was able to get him on video the last year he was with us. So, but now it's a multi-billion-dollar international medical device manufacturer. We have a variety of internship possibilities available. The mission of Medtronic has stayed constant since it was developed in 1959 to alleviate pain, restore health, and extend life. The 5th tenet recognizes the worth of all employees, and they employ a lot of people from diverse backgrounds. It's just such a welcoming community to be in. And they were ranked just recently number 12 in the world's best places to work. So it's a fun environment to be in. So I get to brag every year that we were the first in the state in Minnesota in 2009. I have been with the program since 2016, including this year's class of 20, including last year's class, I'm sorry, the kids who have graduated, the interns who have graduated in 2022, we've had 115 participants. 17 of those have been hired on as full-time Medtronic employees, And 6 of last year's graduates are currently employed as contractors, working their way towards Medtronic employees. So it's fun to see the older interns who are still around, and they can act as just some role models for the current interns as well. So some different types of internships within Medtronic, clean room manufacturing, where they are, working on medical devices or supporting those that are working on medical devices. Office work, different departments need help doing some office work. In the warehouse, every facility has a warehouse. Some of them need extra hands on deck. IT has changed a little bit. We've had former interns work with IT, assisting employees with their login information. Since COVID, a lot of those employees are working from home. So if someone is interested in IT, it'll just take a little bit of creativity to figure out a workable, beneficial internship for them. And then we have an animal care site, and we've had employees do some pre-surgical stuff, but mainly they maintain the equipment used with and by the animals. So this is just a sampling of a few of our interns who have been hired. And if Medtronic is a job interest, this is a really good way of getting your foot in the door. Medtronic likes to hire our interns. They have invested a lot of training, as all sites do. And if there's an opening and the intern wants to work, it usually pans out well, that they are able to start as a contractor and then work their way into a full-fledged Medtronic employee.
Right, and we'll pass it. Thank you, Karen. We'll pass it over to Katie.
Right. Again, my name is Katie Bourne. I'm the project search instructor for the state of Minnesota. I've got Archie joining us. This is my youngest, so sorry, my husband's not here. So here we go. Project Search State of Minnesota, we are in our 7th year, but we are going on to the 4th year for me, and it's been pretty wonderful experience. We are aligned with the North St. Paul Maplewood Oakdale School District, but we are located in St. Paul, and here's a couple pictures of our current interns that we have this year. So our leadership team, we have myself as the instructor. We have our skills trainers, Lolati Benier and Christy Van Frost. We have Heather Kosek, who's here tonight as our special education coordinator. Macy Lee, who we all had the privilege of listening to about Ramsey County. She's a Ramsey County social work supervisor. We have Gina Schinke and Jennifer Germain, who is from VRS. We also have our Oak Tree Support Services, who is a provider in developing job development, as well as giving pre-ed services. And it's a new partnership, but it's been a fantastic partnership. So Stephanie Seymour, Debbie Roscoe, and Brian Mulrooney. And then we also have our state of Minnesota leadership team, who are led by a variety of people, including Lindsay, because she's on everyone's leadership team and we appreciate it. And then we also have Charlie Kruger here tonight, who is the grounds crew supervisor, who we will get to listen to in a little bit. So to give an idea of where we go for the capital, because we work for the state of Minnesota and help serve its citizens of Minnesota, we are all throughout the Capitol complex as well as off the Capitol complex. So our classroom is at the Veterans Service Building, which is on the bottom of the map, but we are all over. We go to St. Paul College, we go to the Minnesota History Center, we go to Anderson Building, which is on the right-hand side, and we even go off campus sometimes to some of our partners at another college, because state colleges are under that umbrella of the state of Minnesota, which is pretty awesome for us. So our internship opportunities, COVID was kind of hard for us. We had to rebuild, but we've had some great opportunities that we've been developing throughout these last couple of years. So I kind of like to talk about our experiences as outside the office experiences and inside office experiences. So currently we have groundskeeping both at the Capitol Complex and St. Paul College. We have janitorial maintenance throughout. We also have food service opportunities and a college lab assistant, which has been a fun one to be able to see the opportunities that are there at St. Paul College. And then we have a variety of office experiences. We have a lot of different departments that we team up with, and we do a lot of clerical type positions where we're doing a lot of work with software, computers, scanning, a variety of different skills that come within an office position. You'll notice that there are some sites with asterisks. Those sites, I think it's a really great opportunity for our interns because we are getting ready for competitive employment. And a big thing we talk about is how are you going to get to work someday? And so we get that opportunity to practice those transportation skills while we are at Project Search. So it's in a safe environment where we have those opportunities. So those ones that have asterisks, they are available by Metro Mobility, walking, or city bus. So we currently have one intern right now who's going to her internship through Metro Mobility, and it's been a really great opportunity for her to practice those skills. So we're pretty lucky. And I'd like to go ahead and introduce Charlie Kruger. He is our grounds crew supervisor and has been a really great partner with us throughout these last 5 years, we can never remember. But I'll go ahead and have Charlie just talk a little bit about groundskeeping.
Thank you, Katie. Yeah, so my name is Charlie Kruger. I am the Capitol Complex grounds crew supervisor, so I work for the Department of Administration. We're kind of a small group. We've got 12 full-time groundskeepers, one of which is actually a Project Search graduate from last year. We have one material transfer driver, one senior groundskeeper, one horticulturalist. The positions are kind of shuffling right now, but the important thing to remember is we're about 15 people fully staffed. And so we're one of the internship opportunities. So in part of the classroom work, students report to me during the day. And I try to blend the workday between independent, self-disciplined work, which is common on our crew and lots of jobs, as well as side-by-side crew work, developing camaraderie, and working alongside other folks, which is also common in other jobs. So my goal is to get interns to master those both aspects of work because they're not only translatable to full-time employment on my crew, but other grounds crews, private contractors, and any job really. So some of the tasks that they do, there's mowing, string trimming. We maintain all the memorials on the Capitol Complex. So sometimes that involves fishing leaves out of memorial ponds. Gardening work, so planting, transplanting, pulling weeds. Some of that independent entry-level work is just simply refuse collection. So emptying trash, recycling, organics containers out on the mall. And then as we transition into fall, we start doing a lot of raking, a lot of throwing mulch down. So we try to touch kind of on all seasons and all skills. And then everybody's favorite time of year to be a groundskeeper during the winter, which involves a lot of shoveling, salting. We still like to incorporate a lot of the independent work as well as the crew work. So there's still independent work involves maintaining one of the buildings on site. A lot of times it's just the Capitol building because it's very accessible. So interns are in charge of making sure entrances are cleared day to day, steps are safe, snow's cleared. And they largely learn to do that independently. And yes, they get to go on the roof of the Capitol sometimes.
Thanks so much, Charlie. I think Charlie is just a great example of telling about what all of our internships can provide, as well as the buy-in that they have in with our Project Search. That's all throughout all of our host businesses. But we were pretty lucky to have Charlie on our team as well as our other supervisors who can provide all these great internships for our current interns that you can see here. So thanks, Charlie. And I think it's on to you, Lindsay, for questions.
To find the unmute button. All right. So why is it? Okay, I am going to stop sharing my screen here. And we will open it up. So that concludes our formal presentation about Project Search. I have heard that many times and I feel like I gain a new nugget each time. It's still a pure joy to hear. Project Search is an outstanding program. I might be a little bit biased, but we want to open it up to you guys if you have any questions that you're wondering, and you're more than welcome to put it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask. If we have double, we'll just kind of call out who I heard first. How many applicants do you get? Great question. So that can vary. So each site has kind of a sweet spot of what they're looking for based on a decision between the host business and the school district. And so we do get a lot of applicants. That being said, it's still a great process to apply for. It's a good learning experience regardless if you are selected or not. How long, oops, that one, let me see this one. Okay, how long at the Project Search days? Oh, great question, Monday through Friday. So like we said earlier, it does mirror the school calendar. So you, instead of going to the transition program, you would come to the host business. That being said, sometimes the times might be a little bit different depending on the host business. But it would be the same amount of hours that you would be in school. So those 6 hours. And then you would go to the host business to start your day and leave from the host business to end your day. And it would be Monday through Friday. Okay. Does each company only take applicants from the school district it is aligned with? Oh, it was almost like you were planted there for that question. That's a great question. So again, it is up to each school district in terms of what they decide. The 4 Project Search sites here online have an agreement among each other. So if you apply to any one of the 4 sites here, you would, pending you be offered a position as an intern, be okay to attend any one of the 4 here. In terms of the other sites that we have in Minnesota, that just depends on the district and what they agree to do. So they could have a tuition agreement or a transportation agreement, or a student could open enroll. So hopefully that answers your questions. Do the cashiers collect money in the nutrition services area of Project Search? To my knowledge, none of our cashiers are, you know what? I will turn that over to one of our instructors to answer.
I can answer that. I'm Jolynn from Fairview again. At Fairview Hospital, we are credit card only, so no cash.
Thank you, Jolynn. Catherine, that's a wonderful question. Is this opportunity meant to be a replacement for the last year of the transition program? Yes. So that's why we said in the beginning, the student rather has to be in their last year of eligibility. That being said, they still are in that 18 to 21-year-old range. So as an IEP team, you determine if they're in their last year. It does not mean they go till they're 21. They're eligible until they're through their 21. However, if the IEP team determines they're going to be in their last year and when they're 19, they would be eligible to apply for the Project Search program. Does that help, Catherine? Other questions?
So to expand on that 19 or 20, if they turn 21, like in that school year period, are you still allowed to be in the program?
Yeah, so remember, Project Search is still under the umbrella of IDEA. So they still qualify for services through age 21. So if they turn 21 in that academic year, they are okay to finish the program.
Okay.
Great question. Other questions?
Hi, Lindsay, it's Dave.
Hi,
Do you want-
Dave.
Do you want to just tell everybody that the one application and they can still interview and apply for more than one Project Search of the 4?
Oh, yes, I can absolutely talk about that even more. And I don't want to put Dave on the spot, but I feel like Dave gets a shout out here because Dave is an integral part of actually one of the main reasons Project Search is here and was a part of the Medtronic site opening in 2009. And so I feel like we should give Dave a big shout out because I don't know if you want to, well, so it's great that you're here. And so to what you are asking, so like I was saying before, all of the 4 sites that are on here tonight, we have one application link. And when we went through the application process, that link will go live in December. And that is where you have the option, you can select one site, you could select all 4 sites, but we together look at all the applicants, determine where you applied, determine who's coming in for an interview. And if you applied for 2 sites, those 2 sites will interview you together. You'll have different skills assessments, but you would have this could have the interview together. You might be going in person, but I think what Dave, you're getting at is you guys can apply for more than one site. So again, we have Children's on here, Gillette Children's, excuse me, Medtronic, Fairview, and State of Minnesota. So if I wanted to apply for all 4, I absolutely could. If I wanted to apply for 1, I could, or 2 or 3. So you are applying. So there's a question. So are we applying for next year, February 2023? So the application will go live in December of 2022. The interviews and skills assessment will take place after the new year. And you are applying for the 23-24 school year. God, that seems so far away. So this process, it's a great competitive process that really mirrors some real life applications. Okay, when you guys said the groundskeeper go on the roof, do they do any maintenance work? Charlie, that is all you.
Excellent question. Actually, yes. So those of you that are familiar with the Capitol or not, there are 3 flagpoles on the Capitol, and intermittently we need to change out those flags when they get tattered, ropes get worn. So that falls under our purview. And so sometimes interns will go up, help us change out flags. They learn flag etiquette, so precedence of raising and lowering flags. And then in the winter, we have to maintain safe walking paths to each one of those flagpoles. So yeah, sometimes interns can get quite a bit of exposure up there.
That's so fun. I mean, probably one of the, yes. All right. Thank you, Charlie. Then we also have another question. Do the 10-week rotations, and I think it meant to go to everyone, but it just came to me. Do the 10-week rotations occur at different business or different jobs within the company? Oh, great. So I think what you're asking, like, where do those rotations happen? And so they're still within the same host business. They might be in a different department. So I don't know if you remember, each instructor went through the different departments that they're in, meaning these are different departments that the interns are having their internship in. Does that help? Okay, great. Great questions.
And Lindsay, I know we're a little over our time and we still need to do
thank
our
you.
drawing. But I do want to just do a quick shout out. If there is any student who did not put their name in there, you can go ahead and put your name in really quick and I'll add you to the list. I'll just take a quick pause for you to do that. No one had a chance to? All right.
Oh, we got one more. Did you get that one?
Yep.
Who's it gonna be?
Got it. So now how we're gonna do this is I have 14 students. So we have numbers 1 through 14. And I think Emily, I nominated you to go ahead and choose a number just randomly. And whoever's assigned to that number will go ahead and win that drawing. And then if you could go ahead and stay on, I will get your contact information and I will send that gift card to you through the mail.
All right, we have lucky number 7.
Oh, I felt like it was gonna be.
And so that is Cole. Cole, are you on here? Congratulations.
Yeah.
Cole. Woohoo.
I was not expecting to win that.
Way to go, Cole. So Cole, what you could do, whatever you're comfortable with, you can either direct message me in the chat box your address, or you can stay on at the end and you can tell me your address and I can write it down. What would you like to do, Cole?
I will just tell it to you afterwards.
Okay, sounds good. So if you just want to stay on, that sounds great.
Yay, so fun. Well, thank you guys. And if you feel free to reach out with any questions. Thank you for all of you being here and members of our leadership teams. And we hope you have a great restful evening. And don't forget to apply in December.
Really quick, I was going to say that we're all going to host individual meetings at all of the sites as well. So look for emails and brochures coming from your case managers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.